Hi, welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel. I am Margaret, aka Ahoufe Maggie, and today I have a video about how I hope to pass my culture to my daughter. So stay tuned for the rest of this video if you are interested in this kind of content, especially if you are a first-generation immigrant or someone coming from a different background and living perhaps maybe in the West or in a different culture than the culture you grew up in. For example, I am Ghanaian American. I was born in America and I live in London now. I am raising a little girl that I hope will be a proud Ghanaian one day. Stay tuned if you like this kind of content. Like, subscribe, share with a friend, and let's continue to grow this community. Okay, so let's get the elephant out of the room right away. I am from Ghana. My mother is from Ghana. My father is from Ghana. Both parents are Akans. My mom is a Kripim. My dad is in Zima. I grew up in Worcester, Massachusetts, which is Ghana, USA, around 50,000 Ghanaians, and then their children who are also Ghanaian Americans. I eat Ghana food. I listen to Ghana music. I've heard Ghana languages, including my mother tongues, my whole life, both Tree and Nzima. Well, I didn't hear Nzima as much, but Tree definitely all the time. And let's just say it, drum roll. I cannot speak Tree. There it is, everyone. I cannot speak Tree. Well, I cannot speak it well. It is an embarrassment of mine. I wish I could speak Tree. I'm sad that I can't speak it very well at all. I can understand a lot more as of recently, especially because my husband is Ashanti and he can speak Tree. But a lot of my growing up and even now, I am embarrassed about the fact that I cannot speak Tree. Elephant is out the bag. Cat is out of the bag. That's our starting point. We are a proud Ghanaian, but we cannot speak Tree. So these are the things I'm going to try to do, and hopefully, God willing, with the help of the Holy Spirit, my child will also be a proud Ghanaian despite her mother's weakness of not being able to speak Tree. So number one, this is gonna sound counterintuitive, but I think I'm gonna use language to help her be a proud Ghanaian or to pass on the culture. So even though I cannot speak a lot of Tree, I don't speak well, I can speak some. So the little bits I can speak, I'm going to try to speak to her. So little things like when I'm telling her to sit down, Tanase, little things I'll try to say to her in Tree, so at least she can learn little one by one from me. And then also my husband speaks fluent Tree, so if he can speak to her, hopefully that will also let her learn the language, and that her grandmothers both speak Tree, other family members speak Tree. So being around the language, I'm hoping will be one big thing that will help her have a lot of pride in her culture and help to pass on the culture to her and future siblings. So in general, these are just ways of passing on culture to the next generation. If you don't speak Tree or don't speak your language that you wish you could speak, or the language of your culture, there's a lot of resources now on the internet and in the community to learn African languages. One that I've come across on Instagram is called Lingua 54. I'll put the link in the description below. And it looks like they're doing classes on different African languages such as Tree, Ga, Yoruba, Igbo, and a bunch of different languages. I think maybe even Swahili as well. There's a ton of other resources all over the internet too. There are so many resources online to help you pass language as a cultural indicator to the next generation or to people, or to learn for yourself. Number two, food. That one for me is easy because I love Ghana food. I like cooking Ghana food. I love eating Ghana food. So that one is very easy. So I like the idea of making Ghanaian food for my daughter and letting her learn to eat it, and future siblings. So for the next generation, I like the idea of making food and using that as a way to celebrate my culture, as well to pass my culture on to others, to friends, to family, and to the next generation. So food is a very strong cultural indicator. Ghanaians have a bunch of amazing, if you are a Ghanaian living outside of Ghana who also wants to be more in touch with your culture, and perhaps you don't know how to cook as many of the foods, there are great cooking channels on YouTube such as Original Mama Betty, Ndudu by Fafa, Adom Home Cooking. I'll put the links below. I love those ones. I love watching them, just watch them cook. And a double whammy actually for cooking and language is to watch Nanama McBrown's cooking channels because they're fun because they have celebrities on who are doing like interviews and stuff. And then the whole show is in Twi. For me, I find that as a really fun way to like learn more Twi. Watching other people speak is a great way of learning. And Nanama McBrown is a lot of fun. She's also cooking at the same time. So you can, you know, be watching cooking and learning to cook if you don't know how to cook food as much. And then also being more exposed to language. Number 3 is music. Music's also another easy one for me because I love Ghana music. But old school jams, like I want my future generations to know like Daddy Lumba, Kojo and Tree, like the old school ones. I want them to know those. So playing that old like high life, hip life type music in the house, as well as playing Ghana gospel. I love Ghana gospel, even though everyone's like, oh, you don't even understand Tree, but I still feel it. Another great resource that I love are baby songs in your native language. So I love watching, well, my daughter loves watching a Country TV. They have the best baby songs. Absolutely love them. I'll put a link below. And then there's a bunch of other channels on YouTube that have native African language baby songs. So that can be great for the child as well as for those who don't know the language as well to learn. Yeah, music is a huge way to disseminate culture and to pass culture on to other people who might not know your culture, other members of the diaspora who want to be more familiar with Ghanaian culture or African culture in general, as well as a way of enriching yourself with your own culture. If you live in a different place and you don't have as many Africans around you or Ghanaians around you, listening to music can help make you feel like at home. And I'm hoping that that's a way of being able to pass culture. Number 4 are practices, which I believe will turn into memories, which I believe will inform culture. Some of these practices are the kind of practices I mentioned in my other video, 5 African motherhood secrets. Some of these practices involve using shea butter for baby massage, wearing the baby on your back with the African style baby wrap. I have a whole video about how to tie a baby on your back African style, as well as another video on commonly asked questions about how to tie a baby on your back African style. So I'll link those below in the description. Check those out right after this. I think those kind of practices really are good because they create like a home base. Even though I grew up in New York as a baby and then we moved to Worcester, so it's part of my childhood. These kind of things like being carried on my mother's back, eating, you know, different kinds of foods. You know, a lot of people have memories of eating cocoa, eating all these different kinds of food, Tom Brown. Those kind of things give memories, like common memories with other people in your culture, and then that allows you to be part of the culture. Those are ways of also making sure if you are a parent raising children abroad, but you want to make sure they have their culture as part of them, part of their identity. Doing these kind of practices can help them feel in touch with their culture as they grow. Next one is visiting. Visiting your home country or homeland is obviously a really great way of being able to foster love for their culture and connection to their family back home, as well as a sense of identity and self. That's one great thing my parents definitely did when we were young, bringing us to Ghana. I'm very close to my cousins in Ghana. We used to play with each other when we were little kids, like running up and down, you know, playing in water and stuff. So you feel connected to your family. And I think that that's really important. And it helps you feel a sense of identity and culture. When they're older, then they will feel comfortable to go on their own. That's a huge way of being able to connect to culture. If you have young children and you want to make sure they stay connected to their homeland, try to plan visits maybe once a year or every other year where they can go back home and hopefully spend time with the cousins that are around their age and be able to form those kind of relationships and connections and family friendships. The last one is activity. Some cultural activities are naming ceremony, traditional wedding, orderings, all these kind of activities and gatherings, going to Ghana church, all these kind of activities and gatherings are things that will make the child feel like they're part of the culture, or make someone who's part of the diaspora who wants to be part of a culture feel like they're part of the culture. These are ways of being able to connect with other people who are also from your culture or similar cultures living abroad, and also, you know, doing things that make them feel part of the culture, and it promotes our heritage and culture and traditions. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have other ideas of ways of like celebrating culture, promoting it, passing it on, whether to other members of the diaspora who want to be in touch with our culture, or even ways of enriching and feeling at home yourself while you're abroad, please share them in the comments below. Share this with a friend if you think it would help them, and subscribe for more content about merging diaspora with tradition, because that's what we're about here, connecting to our homeland, to our roots. And mommyhood is a part of it, but it's such a big thing. Hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. I enjoyed preparing for it. And yeah, thank you.